Hello everyone, you're welcome. So let's do a quick match preview for the UEFA Champions League game that is coming up tomorrow. So Arsenal will be facing Club Brugge and Arsenal will be going to Belgium. And coming from the disappointing performance we had this weekend, losing to Aston Villa. I've said a lot about that game in the last video I did, which is on this page. You can go watch it out. So before we look at the Club Brugge match in detail, I just want to say a few things to the build-up of that match. So there's few things I've noticed in our game, and then we need to address that. We have a striker now in the team. I know we've been playing for 3 years without a recognized striker. But now we have a striker in our team. We are finding it difficult as a team to locate Victor Gyökeres. The last game we played, which is this Aston Villa match that we lost. If you look at that game properly, our organization and build-up, you would notice that we'll fall back to the same old way we used to play. And what was that old way? Odegaard to Saka. Odegaard to Ben White, Saka, that right wing. And it's very easy for your opponent to predict your style of play and your gameplay. I made a post recently about Xhaka and Declan Rice, and I said that since Xhaka left, there's a balance in the midfield we had when Xhaka was playing that box-to-box role, the 8, Partey 6, and Odegaard. There was a balance we had that both sides of our wings were working perfectly. It was not just overloaded on the right wing alone. The balance was there because that season I could remember that I think our front line, they scored close to 30 goals, all of them, goals and assists. I think their numbers was around 10, 15, 12 and all that. Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka, Odegaard. These guys alone, I think they produce more than 30 goals between themselves and assists because of that balance we had in the midfield. Because the left wing was also working, where Granit Xhaka was supplying Martinelli, and Martinelli was doing very well. The right side was also working, where Odegaard was supplying Bukayo Saka, and also both of them also were also getting chances in the middle of the park to shoot from outside of the box and get some goals also. Since Xhaka left, that balance in the midfield we have not gotten. Rice has been doing a fantastic job playing that box-to-box role. But if you notice, our left wing is always not functioning in games. Not functioning at all. It only takes sometimes the brilliance of Leandro Trossard to make himself available or impose himself in a game for us to have that left wing working properly. So that midfield need a balance. Why I said it need a balance is we now have a recognized striker, and Odegaard and Eze needs to step up, including Bukayo Saka and Leandro Trossard. They need to be looking for Victor Gyökeres, creating these chances for him. We are not in that era where we were playing without a recognized striker anymore. We've moved past that level. Our midfielders needs to do this job perfectly, especially Odegaard and Eze. Saka also needs to step up with his assist. they should always look for what? Victor Gyökeres. So that predictability in our game, where we saw on this weekend, on Saturday, the early kickoff we had against Aston Villa, you could tell that the wing that was working was just where Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, and Ben White was using, which is the right flank. The left was not working. It was when Leandro Trossard came in, there was a glimpse of hope from that end. But still, we were overloading that right wing position. I think that balance is my problem in that Arsenal game or in Arsenal team. We need a balance in that midfield position. And our midfielders and wingers needs to be looking for Victor Gyökeres. He does a couple of runs in behind defenders, yet we don't look for him. Martin Odegaard needs to step up. Thank God he's regaining that flexibility, imposing himself in games and all that. We could see what he did in the Aston Villa game. But he needs to detach himself from that one-sided game he normally plays with Bukayo Saka. We don't need it, because that is where teams tends to dictate the style of play or how we play. If you notice, when Odegaard was not in this team, Eze was playing that 10. You could understand that our game was nowhere to... You can't pinpoint where our goals could come from. It might come from Trossard, it might come from the right wing, it might come from the middle of the park, Eze or the rest. You can see that there was a free flow of the football game we were playing around that area, the left, the middle of the park, the attack, and the right. But if Odegaard comes in, he needs to detach himself every time from going to the right, because going to the right is like that style of football that people know us for, that partnership that works. Odegaard, Ben White, and Saka. No, we don't want it, because people might easily play us out of the game, because it happened to us on Saturday against Aston Villa. So that is what I wanted to point out. So going into this Club Brugge game is an important game. I think this is the third match before we have the two matches that is left in this group stage, Inter Milan and Karat Almaty. So I think probably if we win this game, which that is what we are hoping for, I think we are qualified for the next round of the Champions League phase. That's what I'm saying, if we win this game. So going into this game now, we don't know who is available for us. If Saliba is available, Mosquera is now out. But irrespective of that, the players we have left can do the job perfectly well. And we can manage to put a good performance today against Club Brugge. So I think this match, for me, I see it as probably a game that Mikel Arteta should rotate the team. Probably give playing time to the likes of Kepa, Miles Lewis Kelly, Ben White, Norgard, Ethan Nwaneri, Max Doman. Victor Gyökeres just came back, so he needs to have match fitness so he can play also. So I think this is what we need now. These guys, I think we need a bit of rotation so that the likes of Declan Rice can rest, Saka can rest, and who again? Zubimendi can rest, David Raya can rest. So at least we'll have them fresh for the weekend game we have in the Premier League. So for this game, I see us have an upper hand in winning. Club Brugge is not a bad side also, they're a good side. But based on the quality we have and matching us with our performance in the Champions League this season and Club Brugge, I think we have an upper hand going into this game. And for me, I think we have like probably a 65% chance winning in this game, while Club Brugge have 35% chance winning in this game. So that's what we have to look at in this game we have against Club Brugge in the Champions League. So you can also leave your thoughts about all I have just said in the comment section, and you can also do well to hit on the subscribe button, and we'll be back for the review after the match tomorrow. Okay, see you guys. Thank you for always supporting us on this channel. Thank you.